Oh, phew. Glad that I made it onto the stream in time. Put this away. My first row angel shirt on. So today, I'm glad to be back. I think we did a Pokemon stream not that long ago, but there's been a lot of news since then, like the reveal of Gen 9 and the new starters. So I think we're going to paint those three today. It's going to be much more of a watercolor stream than a drawing stream. Like usually we kind of pencil and ink a drawing and then like add color afterwards, but I think that today we're going to be using the color more as like the primary drawing tool. Okay, so I feel like we should just go right over to the drawing table. Okay, here we go. So here's my watercolor paper. I have it taped down because like when it gets, one nice thing about using this kind of paper as opposed to like Bristol that I would normally draw with ink on is that you can get it like pretty saturated and then get like really nice effects with adding pigment onto like the wet paper, or like working kind of wet into wet and like blending like on the page. So I feel like I do want to like check these guys out and make sure that I know what they look like. And they look like, wait, I don't click on that. I click on the actual Firefox window. They look like these guys. Okay, so I have them in mind. I mean, they're pretty charming, aren't they? Like, what do we know about them? I need my glasses for this. Oh, Zoetrope's here. Welcome to the drawing stream. Oh, you're a Fuecoco fan? I'm really going to be kind of improvising how to pronounce these guys because I'm not sure quite how to say everybody. I guess there's Quaxley and there's... I had these called up. Okay. There's Sprigatito, who's very cute. This like grass cat. And then, yeah, Fuecoco, who Zoetrope likes. Oh, Leon's here. Good to see you again. And then there's Quaxley. So I feel like we're kind of following the pattern of starters of having like a fire type, a grass type, and a water type. And then like there's sort of like a paper, rock, scissors dynamic between them. Like fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. So like which one do you pick at the lab at the beginning? And then your rival picks the one that's like elementally favored against yours. So it's good to see that continuing. I feel like all these starters are like perfectly suited to the tier maker site that people seem to enjoy. Like I've seen people like ranking cereals and different characters and stuff. I think we're not going to quite get into that today because we're going to focus on drawing. But let's learn a little bit about these guys. I am looking at a game site that is not Kotaku because there is a boycott today against that media company. So we are on a different site. Let's see. So Sprigatito is capricious, attention-seeking, which does describe many cats. Fuecoco, their personality is laid back, does things at its own pace, so we'll try to get that personality in. And then Quaxley is earnest and tidy. Okay, so we'll try to work that in and like really express their characters with the painting. So let's put this away. And I think I do need to get out of here at 7 because I need to have dinner, and then at 8 o'clock there's Gal's Free and the Fabulous stream, which some of you might be doing voices for. Any Free and the Fabulous cast in the chat? Let's see. Oh, Zoe's in there? Okay. I wonder if we'll be in the same episodes. I don't remember everyone who was on the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, I think, Zoe, then I'm going to just miss you because I know I'm in 3 and 5, but I think my character Damon is not in 4. It's all right. We'll just like spread out across the sods. Well, you've got like 3 hours or a little less to run lines, do some vocal warm-ups. Okay, let's see. So I feel like I should start sketching these guys out. And I'm kind of like, I'm looking at the picture that the reference that we just saw, but I am trying to do like original poses, like trying to do like a different squad pose, even though since there's like not too much information to go on, I feel like I can't depart too much from what we already know. Get my brush out. But I feel like at this point before the game starts, when they're still like at the lab, they can be like really like friendly with each other before they're adopted by humans and made to do battle with each other. Like right now, it's still sort of like the Garden of Eden, before the original sin of being chosen. So we could put like a little gatito. What's his name? Sprigatito. I think if I were like hugely ambitious on this stream, like it's always fun to see people's like theoretical. Oh, I will answer your question in a second. Like it is fun to see people's like theoretical like evolutions, because I don't think stage 2 and 3 have been revealed yet. So it's always cool to see like the fan theories. Okay. So Zoe's asking, do I think Fue Coco is meant to look like an apple, a chili pepper, or a cacao fruit? Well, I mean, the silhouette is very chili pepper, like if you include the tail on the back. I think might do like a little cutie pie pose where he's holding his tail. Like that's cute, right? We'll see. This pose might evolve. Does he have a resemblance to an apple? I mean, he's round, he's red, he has like a little sprout on top. One that looks a little bit more like a stem and one that looks like a leaf. So I see the apple resemblance. Oh, Spider Babby's here. Nice to see you. I wonder if I should turn up the brightness a little bit on my drawing cam. It looks a little dim to me. Well, it's pretty bright already, but okay, let's go with it for a while. I feel like when my hand is on, it gets brighter and then it auto adjusts down when I take it away. So I'll just make sure my hand is in the scene. Let's see. Oh, I've really been enjoying Spider Babby's Elden Ring streams. So I'm just gonna give Mickey a little shout out here. So that should come up with a clip.
Increase your numbers, that is relevant.
Oh.
Emily, do you want me to build a ladder here?
I guess I'll need it eventually, huh?
Yeah, okay, but you should eventually also build like a platform so that I can like come up. Do you see where I am?
Oh, I think there was like a minute last summer when everyone was into playing Minecraft, and I know I recognized the voice of that person as our own Halofia. So, yeah, is that still active? So right now, I think this kind of drawing I'm doing right now is as though they're best friends, but maybe it's not what I'll end up with. I just want to finish this and see if I want to continue. The other option would be if they were sort of like roughhousing and like spraying water, shooting leaves, and spitting fire at each other, which already sounds more exciting rather than just like standing for a group photo. The plus size on this, no, the plus on this is that I get to draw them much larger, so you get to see everybody. But let's try the other idea before we settle in. Oh, Galuigi's here. Hey, Gal. Yeah, I think I had just parked this Tuesday early evening slot because it like works out really well for my life. Like as soon as I had finished last week, I just put this on the schedule, but I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be drawing. And then the news about the new starters dropped, and it became clear. Yeah, I agree with Jared how a lot of time the so-called evolutions are often a step backwards. Like there seems to be a pattern where they'll become more elongated or attenuated, more human-like, and as Jared says, spiky minimons, which is very well put. So let's try. Let's see if they're all using their elemental abilities or no. I shouldn't use my hand for that. So right now this is Sprigatito over here, big fluffy tail, maybe shooting leaves out this way. And then where can I fit the other two mons? Maybe, yeah, maybe Fuecoco is trying to like keep the peace between these two, and he's sort of like holding up his little Pokepaws like that, whereas these two have become sort of tilted. This is an option. And then, so these wings would be out. I kind of like what's happening here. I think I need to work on especially this figure. Let's see, I think I'm trying to figure or like remember what a cat looks like when they're kind of when their fighting spirit really rises. Like they get kind of like bristle brush tailed. So let's put, there's a lot of room down here. Let's put his tail here. Then we're sort of seeing his back. Okay, I think this is using the paper well. that paw there. Might be making his body too big since he is like just a little guy. So let's kind of bring this down a bit. It reminds me, I should just turn my phone to silent so we're not interrupted by any calls or notifications. Let me just turn this down. Okay, and so I still need room for Quaxley's like big sort of like bouffant hairdo. But I think we're honing in on where the composition is going to be. And then what I should do is really clean up these lines, because I don't think we're going to be inking today. We're going to go straight to paint over this and try to kind of get everything across that way, which will work. Like even without black outlines, if I execute this piece well, like the shapes should be distinct from each other. And you can always like say this cat is green. You use like a darker green for the outline rather than a black. Oh, Spider Babby missed an opportunity to prank call James. Good. You could just regular call me some other time. Okay, so I'm going to lightly erase this and then do kind of like a kind of go over it with a smaller pencil and really just pick out the best lines. So I mean, pretty much like inking, but just with graphite. See, the top of the head is just going to go off the page there. I think the bottom of his head shape is a little wider than the top. Okay. Little nostril holes. Something doesn't look quite right. I just need to adjust that. Oh. Did somebody redeem erase all? Oh no. I think that's just me kind of trying to make a better picture. That was like a voluntary erase all. Yeah, let's see. I feel like this guy doesn't look very cute. I need to, I think, shrink this beak down. Oh, Gal, I like where you're going with that idea. That was like sort of, if I wanted to do more kind of character creation streams, that would have been like another concept for this, which would have been to kind of like theorize what the middle and finished evolutions looked like. And like the third evolution always kind of looks more human-like. So he's like spitting water out this way. And I think this foot can basically be directly underneath him. Let's work a little bit on Fuecoco, the fire starter, the twisted fire starter. Yeah, Zoe, I think anthropomorphizing is correct. I don't know what that would be in the opposite direction. Oh, furification? Yeah, furification, just anamorphing would be like another way to say that. I'm just adjusting these Quaxley eyes until I'm a little more satisfied. I like that a lot better, what I just did. Okay. And so let's see, he's like putting his little orange paws out this way, being like, stop guys, Pokemon shouldn't fight. And this guy has these like amazing like rhinoceros feet. Or like, okay, let's see. Let's work on this kitty. I'm gonna move this whole cat head like over a little bit, I think. Oh, Galuigi, while you're here, I wanted to thank you for answering my fencing questions. Maybe that was last weekend. I think it was definitely on one of the crossword streams. I think the way you explained everything was very informative and concise. So I appreciated those answers. Yeah, I think after I had received a vibe check as a fencer, that was like something that had never occurred to me. But since we all know that Gal is super smart, I thought maybe she's perceiving something that I hadn't like realized myself. And so I did start to like read up a little bit on some of the rules. And it does seem like really fascinating. Like as much as you want to put into it, like there's always like more to learn about it, or like there's no ceiling to how good you could be at fencing. Like that's one thing that I enjoy about drawing is like there's never going to be a day where I'm like perfect at drawing. Like the better, right? Or like with language learning, I'm never going to learn every Chinese character. And fencing seems like that. Like that rabbit hole will go as deep as you're willing to take it, right? I guess so I did watch a few videos, and I'm just because I'm on my own, I've been able to practice like a little bit of the footwork. And I think there is like a Rhode Island fencing club. But I think with the pandemic the way it is, until numbers are lower, I don't know that I'm ready for group activities that involve like a lot of sweating. And that does seem like a barrier, which like there's a limit to how much you can practice on your own without an opponent or a partner. Oh, that's incredible. So Gal is saying the ceiling thing is really great. Like when you were 17, you've been beaten by 12-year-olds while also being 60-year-olds. Yeah. Would Hen want to join? That's a great question. I mean, I think she has a great temperament for it. I think right now it sort of has to, like, in order to really commit myself to it, I would have to let go of some other things. And my plate is pretty full already, and I know Hen's is. So right now, I think it's going to stay in the realm of something that's very fun to think about. But I think may not get like the time put into it to like be able to do it in a serious way. But it is very fun to talk about. Like, I don't know if you've like there was like I remember seeing you do like a fencing instruction stream on like last summer, but I can't quite remember if you mentioned like what your like what first interested you about it or like what your path towards it was, or like once you had started, what about it? What about fencing really kind of kept your attention and made you want to uh, learn more in depth about it? Okay, so I think this grass cat is looking okay, and I got to make sure that he's like shooting some leaves over here. How far are we in? Okay, we're only a half hour in. I was worried about time just because I think we are ending around 7. I'm wondering if I should shift over this chili pepper dinosaur. Let's see, his other hand here, it's going to be behind this ear. But like the way this arm connects, like I don't think it should attach to the side of his head. Like right now, this would be coming like out of his cheek, which looks a little strange to me. So I think I need to adjust this middle part. Maybe I'll take this opportunity to adjust the expression a little bit. Bring his nose up here. Looks like he has one central tooth and then 2 bottom fangs. And he could be like sweating a little bit. I think those eyes a little lower for cuteness reason. I'm just tweaking the eye shape a little bit. Okay. I feel like something about, I need to just shrink this body overall or make this head bigger. But I feel like right now this body is like too bulky for this head. Let's see what I can do. And I think in at least, or I can spend like 10 more minutes max on the pencil stage, but I do want to get to color very soon. So let's see. Oh, Gal's giving a very good answer. I think a mixture of seeing your sis do it once, is that sissy yikes? And also being like, wow, swords are cool. And I didn't want to do a sport that your dad knew or could coach you in because you hated the one time he tried coaching you in golf. Oh no. Yeah, like one of my mother's husband coached my junior high basketball team, and it was not a great arrangement. Just because of that double dynamic of like parent and coach. So understood on that point. And then in middle school, I saw fencing summer camp advertised at my community center. So you got your mom to sign you up and really loved it. Fantastic. No, great wall of text. Your older sister, who you call Jie. Well, so I have a language question. Since you and Yikes are twins, do you call her Jie or Mei? Or is there another word for a twin sister? I think that helped to go on like a little tangent and read what Gal had written. And then I'm much happier with this face that I'm putting in. So then his little arm should come out here. Yeah, this is working out much better. And then his nostrils are like two little triangles for some reason. And I need to adjust the tooth position to match that. Okay. And then he doesn't seem to have like a lower beak, like his bottom lip kind of goes right into his body. Okay, let's see. Get these toes in place. Okay, this arm should be a little smaller. But I think we're just about ready to start color. As soon as I fix Quaxley over here, like this head is this big, so I could make it the same size. And they're also like sort of closer to us than Fuecoco, so that makes sense. Okay, so here we go. This much of that shape is going to be like duck hair. Beak is here. This is good because I think I can mostly keep this body and not have to redo this part. Okay. And then I just have to make sure to get the rest of this kind of hairdo. Am I muted? Oh no, it's just, that was just a user error. But I do appreciate the heads up, because I've definitely muted myself, not on purpose before. I feel like it is possible to just go back and forth and erase and move things kind of in an infinite loop. But at some point, I'm going to say that this is ready. I think that point is arriving. I feel like this needs to cover these eyes at least a little bit. Okay, I think it is. Oh, so Zoetrope is referring to the Free and the Fabulous episode, which is coming up at 8. See, I've got. What am I doing? So Zoe, this is really helping me a lot. If you're still watching, like I printed out my line, like I made a transcript of all the things that Damon says, and I printed them out, and then I sort of like an actor, I just made notes on like which phrases I wanted to emphasize, where I should pause, things like that. It's only I've got a couple pages, but there's a little time after this stream and before the next one to run those lines again. Oh, I do have my. Just gotta show everybody this shirt. There's my Front Row Angel shirt. So yeah, that's definitely some front row energy. Oh, Lyle, good. Lyle's throwing some wadded up paper from the back of the class. I feel like while I decide to color this, the pencils are done. It's a good opportunity to do a couple shout outs. Let's do one for Elk Velvet.
Ha 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 ha.
It's hurting my feelings. I get a little lonely. Get a little more close to me. You're the only one who knows me, babe.
Oh, Zoe, I really like that Buddy Holly clip because, like, it wherever it cuts off, I always want to finish the line and be like, "And that's for all of time." And then let's get Gal in there.
I don't remember how that book ended. No! Oh no, there is a, oh my god, there is a win condition.
Wow, I don't think I've seen Gal wearing specs before. I think that must have been before I found your stream, because the first time I would have seen it was on Spider Babbies when she showed a In the Heights highlight, and then I was just like blown away with that and have been like a faithful follower ever since then. Let's see. Anybody else want to shout? Otherwise, we're going to start coloring. Okay, so just opening my water jars off screen. So let me see. I think first off, I'm going to just wet the whole paper. And do I have a good brush for that? Man, look at the size of that brush. It's like half of a Fuecoco. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Gal, for mentioning the haircut reveal. Let's just go back over here. I think if you saw the last stream, which was a week ago, the duck character creation, I was getting pretty scruffy looking. And so instead of fighting it, I just played it up and like put on the motorcycle jacket and then like had it go back in kind of a wild way. But I'm also taking the opportunity to roll up my sleeves. But yeah, here it is. It's really nice to be able to receive a haircut from your special person. It's like a good way to bond with each other. Like it's literal like grooming behavior, which which really reinforces socialization. I haven't cut hers yet, but I would if she asked me. Okay, so let's... Hen is the main hair cutter for our immediate family, like her parents and sisters, and also myself and herself, but she doesn't do it professionally. Thank you for the hair compliments. Let's focus on the drawing again. So I just have this brush and I'm going to... Right now I'm just like soaking the whole paper with water. It's kind of cool how it makes the graphite look darker. I feel like there's some sort of optics thing happening where like, say if you have a matte photo versus a glossy photo, like it will look more intense or more desaturated. Okay, that is a very saturated piece of paper. I hope this works out. I feel like this brush would really be good for a doing your big calligraphy banners. Like, so maybe next Lunar New Year, or there's other holidays coming up. I could practice that a little bit. I'm not sure if we'll have time for Language Lab today, even though a Pokemon stream is a great opportunity for it, because there's been like a lot of different names for them depending on what region you're in. Like there's different names for both the franchise and individual Pokemon, depending on if you're in Taiwan or Hong Kong or China. Anyway, I don't want to digress too far. Let me do some painting. Oh wow, Elk Velvet, that's a beautiful image of a haircut besides a quarry. Yeah, because usually here at home I would just have to go like shower off, but like jumping off a cliffside into some water sounds way better. Oh no, Elk Velvet, was someone trying to co-opt your haircut? Okay, let's see. So, feel like I should just get some sort of like basic green or like what am I saying? Like sort of like a basic wash over each of the animals to sort of like key them to a certain color. So I have this light green and I'm just going to paint over all of Sprigatito. Oh, I can hit my okay, there we go. Color. I almost missed my chance to do that. I am working on other title cards for like 5-minute drawings and for chess, because a lot of like the chess one I can just pull from my Games Quo stream where I chess was one of the fixtures. So I already have a lot of images collaged for that. I just need to repurpose it. And then for my 5-minute drawing title card, I'm working up some images. Like right now, I kind of have a collage based around a Blu-ray disc of Fast 5. So hopefully that'll be ready for next time. And I think I am going to try to park Tuesday early evenings in this time slot every week. But I don't want to wait like a whole week in between streams, because like Next Tuesday's a long time from now. And I know I'm going to be doing a lot of drawing between then anyway. And I also love hanging out with you guys. So I'm going to try to get back on before then. But definitely same James time, same James channel a week from now. Let me see. Oh, Sparkle's here. Yeah, like there's Mickey Mondays. There's not really like a good like alliteration or pun for like James Quo Tuesdays. At least not that springs to mind like right away. But it has been really fun watching Mickey play Elden Ring because Gorgalia Lepron has inspired a lot of really good jokes. Like I think during the character creation and naming, Matthew Nadal said like Lepron James, and then all heck broke loose after that. I'm trying to remember. Like I had one that was like when they reveal lore, they should always say once a prawn a time. And I think yesterday there was a good joke made by somebody. It was me. That was something like Mickey was at the weapons screen, and I was like, "Oh, Mickey, if you wanted to dual wield those weapons, you could have a two-pronged attack." Anyway. So thanks to Mickey for providing that platform. I mean, because that's what I'm really here for.
Bad joke, James.
I don't know. I thought it was like really fun. I even wanted to bring it back for this stream. Like, I mean, drawing's okay. Playing Elden Ring is okay. But like, largely my objective is just joking around with everybody. I think my only kind of like the downside of Elden Ring to me is that like modern televisions and monitors can display something like 16.7 million colors, and I wish that Elden Ring would use a few more of them. Like it does make sense that they're trying to stick to this sort of like dark fantasy style. But I do love a game with colorful like spell effects. Thank you for clarifying that, Cal. I really need to like go through all those like edits of James from Pokémon because they're just like a goldmine for audio clips like that. Okay. I haven't gotten any color on Fuecoco yet, but I've got yellow on my brush right now. I wonder if I'm being too careful. I should just like move like directly ahead in like a bold manner and just like paint these colors in. I've got a whole hour to work with, so I guess I shouldn't be too hasty or like impatient. Okay. I want to make sure to also let's get I need to get some of this guy's color in. Here we go. Yeah, like do people know which of these they're going to pick? when they're at the lab. I don't have a way to play this game as I do not own a Switch. But I don't know. Is it too late to pick one up? It's already been out like, how long has Switch been out? Like 6 years? Would it be foolish to invest in one today? But I think earlier in the stream I was saying like if I wanted to do fencing, I would have to give up other things. So I would have to really think about like whether I would, supposing that I picked up the Switch, would I even be able to invest the time in leveling up my Gen 9 starters? Or should I be studying the blade? Oh, Switch Lite is a good idea. The color options are very attractive, which reveals that I have looked into that at least a little bit. I think for me, I think my choice would be Quaxley, just because I was reading the character descriptions. Okay, let me just make sure what they said. About Quaxley, they said kind of the earnest and tidy duckling Pokemon. So I think Quaxley has the most front row energy. So to be consistent with my character, that's probably who I would go with. Okay, and then let me think. His like snout area is going to be a little tough to color because it is sort of like cream. I could do the inside of his mouth while I'm here. And I'm kind of, let's see, I'm almost an hour in, so I think I'm happy with my pace. Like, I do want to kind of go over everything lightly, just because it's a little bit difficult to take things away. Like, I do have white watercolor, and I do have, like, white out, but it's probably better to not have to resort to that. But it's okay. It's not cheating or anything. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of love for Bulbasaur in the chat. Definitely a great starter and great looking evolutions. Okay, so let me figure out. Oh, I see. I even have this whole other palette. Like, I have this whole other like yellows palette that would be like perfect for handling this. I just have these like on a different tray so they don't get too mixed in with everything else. Well, that's still damp. I just want to pick a little bit of that up. It got a little more intense than I was hoping for. Okay. And then I think the eyes and toes are pretty dark, but I'm kind of holding off from darker parts right now. So I could work on this mouth, which I'll need. Oh, that's a beautiful story, Zoetrope. I have not seen Detective Pikachu. Is it a good watch? I guess you just said wasn't great. Okay, in that case, I'll just look for the clip that has all the Bulbasaurs. Okay, let's see. Let's work on Brigatito. So kind of has these amazing kind of purple eyes. I don't know, like purple eyes, purple mouth on a green cat. Like, is Sprigatito like a little bit Joker-fied as Pokemon go? I mean, this color scheme is like well suited for that. They've already got the green hair. This is like oh yeah, I think one thing that that kept me from seeing Detective Pikachu was not being too in love with Ryan Reynolds' body of work. So this is kind of one thing that I'm doing instead of inclines, like using a more intense green basically to draw with. Oh, and also the nose is purple. But I'm going to have to wait for some of this green to dry so they don't bleed into each other. Like what's happening right there. Okay, let's see. And then their sort of like neck fluff is also kind of dark green. Oh yeah, Gatito is like kitten, right, Zoe? So then the middle evolution could just be like Spergato. So I'm also like using this darker green. Like there's certain areas on the cat that are like filled in, but I'm also sort of like using it as a shadow. like on my last couple of drawings, if you've seen me do watercolors, I've been doing this thing where I would like paint purple shadows over the whole image, but I'm taking like a different approach on this painting and just like using a darker version of the main color as the shadow. Okay, let's see. I feel like I need to, what do I need to do? I feel like I could define this guy a little more. Quaxley looks pretty good already. Like I just need to outline those a bit. I've got my cool brush, so maybe I'll do that now. Let me just wash off the screen. Do people have like a favorite generation? Or even like a favorite like platform that they have Pokemon on? Whether that's like, I think the series started on original Game Boy or Game Boy Color. And then there's like the Advanced series. And then I guess it was mostly on portables. And then the like 3DS had a couple games. Yeah, I think I'm personally I'm sort of with Lyle. Like I'm more the earlier like 2D ones. I really liked how early on they would always do like there would be like red and blue and then yellow. And then like Gen 2, what was that? Like Crystal was like there would always be like a third one. And so I would usually just like wait and like get whatever the third option was to like not miss anything from, because there would be like different mons in each edition. Okay, let me see. What was I doing? I'm painting in lines on this guy. But then I feel like they stopped doing that. Like X and Y came out, and then there were all these like mock-ups of what Z would eventually look like, but Z never arrived. Oh, looks like we have a new subscriber. Let me just do the arm motion. That's Gert Vanderwoops, my great friend from high school. So I do want to give Gert a shout. He's a really fun streamer. He's been streaming Danganronpa, the mystery solving game.
Come on, 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 come on,
Really?
come on, come on,
Really?
come on,
This is gonna go good for the
come
stream.
on, come 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 on.
Oh my God.
That was your
So, like, if I'm ever on here and I'm telling you guys about some formative experience in my early years, it's very possible that Gert was like there for that and like saw it happen. So let me just put some lines in over here. Uh, Sparkle Sprout posted something really nice to the Discord today, because they were a winner in last week's stream when we did a little prize wheel giveaway. They were one of 3 winners, but they received their giveaway drawing and posted a picture of themselves holding it. Sparkle, may I show that on stream, or would you rather that stay over there? I was just like very happy to see it, and I was hoping to share it with everybody. Okay, so I'm going to show. So here's Sparkle Sprout, and this is the drawing that they won, or they won like the ability to like pick something from my Big Cartel store, and this was their choice. This is a drawing I liked quite a lot, so I'm glad it found a good home. And here's Sparkle, the proud owner. So I can't tell you how happy this makes me. And I know that there's 2 other winners, and your drawings are in the US postal system. I think they've been bouncing around a little bit. I did send them priority to get there sooner. Personally, I blame Postmaster Louis DeJoy, who really needs to go. Elect a new board of governors, get him out. Oh my God, I don't want to get too far down that. Anyway, I probably won't do giveaways every stream, but it's really fun for me sometimes. So it'll happen again. Let's see, I think I need to just fill this in. And then I'll add like the pupil. Also for Sprigatito over here. One thing that always stuck with me was reading like a Chinese fable about a painter when I was young, and they would always like leave that for last, or like not even put in the dots of the eyes, because then their painting was so real it like flew off the page. So I'm going to just put that dot in early, and also make sure to not make the painting good enough so that I've got Pokemon running around my studio, because I've got too much going on right now. Oh, Gal needs to pick up yours from the PO. Also rescheduling. Well, I hope it finds its way to you. There's an extra surprise in there. I wasn't sure whether to mention it, but it looks like I'm saying it now. There is the drawing. There's something else in there. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, let's see. I can put in... Let me just look at my reference again. Okay, I think this picture is making more sense now that I've like kind of made these guys a little more defined. So I'm going to do like a similar thing and use like darker browns and oranges to sort of put some lines on this guy. And then I do want to work on some of the ground and like, I guess you don't call them spell effects in Pokemon. Are they just moves? Oh, sorry. It is not a fencing glove. I mean, right now, Gal as a fencer is light years beyond uh, the like 2.5 videos on footwork that I've watched. Like, I need to train 300 more years before I can face Gal. I think the train 300 more years line was from the anime Ping Pong, which I've started watching together with Hen, and we're both really into it. Like, it's an adaptation from Taiyo Matsumoto manga of the same name. So I really like that guy. Like, I'm reading the Sunny series. Go-Go Monster was really excellent. I have not read the black and white manga, but I've seen the Tekken Concrete anime many, many times. Yeah, I'm noticing the main characters in Ping Pong have like a similar, so far anyway, like a similar character dynamic to the two boys in Tekken Concrete. Like one, like a younger one who's sort of happy and carefree, and then like sort of an emo character to balance it out. We're only like 2 episodes in, but I think it's a short series, so I'm very eager to keep going with it. Like, I mean, also, like, the animation of how they show the games is like so wonderful. Like, I wonder if they filmed live actors playing and then rotoscoped some of it, or if they were able to just animate that by hand. In any case, it really just makes me want to like play really badly. Which is like a great accomplishment. Like, I know one of the like all-time classic sports manga and anime is Slam Dunk by Inoue. And I think in an interview about it, he was saying like, my goal with this series is to just get across to the reader that basketball is fun, and was just trying to make this series as inviting as possible. The only time I usually get to play is when I go to Hen of the Woods Mushroom's parents' house, which is like 3 hours away in Connecticut, usually for Thanksgiving and Passover and various trips in between then. And they're both in their 70s, but they play every night, and so they are very sharp players. Like, it kind of takes all of my ability to like try to even keep up with them, and then I realize that they're being nice to me, and then they kind of blow right past. But yeah, that seems like a question that's going to be answered in the ping pong story, because there's one guy from China, and he's like, you know, playing down to your opponent, or like it's disrespectful to like play down to your opponent, and then he just like skunks. I don't know the characters' names yet. Peko, and then, but Smile, like when he plays Peko, is like guilty of going too easy on him, or like not playing to his best ability. So I'm really curious about how they're going to develop this dynamic. Yeah, we just briefly mentioned Slam Dunk. In that the author was saying that he wanted people to realize that basketball was fun. Okay, let's see. I've got 40 minutes to paint. So I feel like I should accelerate what I'm doing a little bit. I got so like caught up in talking about like what I've been watching. All right, let's go. Excellent use of a sound alert, Zoe. Okay. And then I'm going to put like a darker pass to like show the roof of the mouth. And then since they're both wet, it should blend a little bit. Okay. I need to paint in these sort of like elephant toes, but there's only like 2 things on the front. Yeah, I feel like the main actors are sort of coming together. I think like whenever I'm working on a piece, I always sort of have like a mental checklist of all the things that I need to get across. And then because especially when you're working to a deadline, trying to like shift those in priority and just knowing that first of all, I need to like get these characters done. And then when those are pretty well in place, I could start adding, them shooting like leaves and like fire at each other. But those sort of effects can be done quickly at the end. Like I wouldn't want to spend the whole time like working on those secondary things first and end up with no characters. Okay. I feel like right now he does not have a tail of any kind and I need to put that in. So let me just, it looks like I indicated something over here. So I'll just trust myself that when I drew that pencil line, it's going to work. That's okay, yeah. Okay. Let's see, what could I be doing? Yeah, I think I'm going to work on this wave a little bit and add like some leaves coming out this way. I need to switch brushes. I do need to like define this like bottom part of the cat. It's painting like a darker upper part to this iris. Finally putting this nose in. Let me see. Okay, Sparkle, have a good Qigong. Okay. Let's see. So right now I'm just like showing this. What would this attack be? Is that Razor Leaf? Is that sounds like something a Pokemon would do? I'm just gonna have these going like all across here. Oh, thanks for the follow, 23 Varkalak. Razor Leaf. Yeah. I can just paint in a bunch of these. And I should probably not even be too systematic because they would be like spraying pretty chaotically, but giving them like sort of a bit of direction. I feel like Quaxley might be in a little bit of trouble here due to the type matchup. But good on Quaxley for not running away from this fight. So I'm going to start drawing the move in the other direction now. So the problem with this hair is that there's this one lock that will always like fall down like that, no matter how many times I brush it back. I feel like I remember reading something about that in like old like film textbooks, like showing like Jimmy, it would show like one film still with like Jimmy Stewart with like his hair smoothed back, but then like there would be like a climactic scene where he'd give a big speech or something, and then he'd get sort of sweaty, and then there would be like hair on the forehead, and it was like a big semiotics moment of like this versus this. I don't know. So I'm pushing this back just because I want my stream to be like semiotically intentional. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like coming undone when I'm just painting some watercolors here. I'm very even-tempered. Okay, Zoe, have a good dinner. Wait, Gert, I've watched a bunch of your Danganronpa streams, but let me check which guy Mondo is. Let me... Okay, so I'm going to call this up on my window capture. Make sure that I'm pointed at the right source. Okay, so this is who Gert is comparing me to. I suppose that's like a very Bosozoku style. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but like rough and tumble boy Japanese student who might also ride ridiculously modified motorcycles. Like that's where Godspeed You Black Emperor, the band, got their name from the documentary about guys like this. So I do appreciate the comparison. I'm very flattered. Put that away. Gert. Gert Vanderwoops. I feel like there's a kind of a classic of Japanese cinema, black and white. I forget the director, but it's called Fighting Elegy. And it's sort of like a nostalgic look at guys like that, where different high schools would like let out, and then they would just like rumble after school. And it was like very romanticized about like what a Uh, what a manly activity this was. Yeah, you know that one. Like, I think the scene that I'll never forget is like where one of the professors, or some square grown up in the movie, has like maybe a big calligraphy scroll. I forget what it was, but he calls it like unseemly, which is like a great word that I don't get to use hardly enough. Oh, it is Seijun Suzuki. That guy's amazing. Yeah, he made all those sort of like crime thrillers, but they were all sort of like very formally like innovative and avant-garde. Like, and he had all those incredible collaborations with Joe Shisto, the actor who had the do I have this right? Like, he was getting too many handsome leading man roles, and so then he got like surgically implanted cheeks, so he was always like that, and then he just started playing these like weirdo criminals in Seijun Suzuki films. Anyway, I feel like I should give Fuecoco some like some fire effects back here. And right now I'm still like putting things in lightly. And as our time winds down, we've got less than a half hour. I'll definitely like kind of firm things up that we want to keep. I always have to think about like how fire is drawn. Like the red part is on the outside, right? And then yellow in the middle. Like I didn't set aside any of the space in the pencil stage for this, but it's all right. I can just like improvise this now. There's not really a way to draw licking flames in a wrong way here. Okay, thank you for the fire fact check, Lyle. Oh, wonderful that we have a film lore master in chat. Yeah, my friend Gert, in addition to being a very talented actor, voice actor, comedian, streamer, is also like very well versed in like film history. So if you have a film question, he's a great reference. He's like a walking encyclopedia. I think between ruggedly handsome and chipmunk-like, I am 100% on the side of chipmunk-like. Let me just see if I can find him. Okay. There we go. So yeah, so there's the before and after. And it seemed like he really became himself when he got the cheeks put in. Like, I applaud his like self-actualization. Like, I think those like his transformation really like brought out his new performances. Like whatever was blocking him from it before, like he broke through it. So very good move. Yeah, I think while these sort of orange lines are still wet, I'm gonna like get a little more of this sort of yellow center color. The thing that I'm worried about is losing the character himself if it's like an orange guy on an orange ground. So I will have to figure out a way to distinguish him from what he's in front of. But right now, it's still in motion. It'll probably mean like darkening some of this and then like emphasizing some of the outer licks of flame. You know, these are pretty different shades between here and here. So I should try to like emphasize that difference. Hey, P Hospital. Good to see you. So who died 2 years ago? Joe Shisto or Seijun Suzuki? Oh. It's like one of those incredible like film partnerships like Kurosawa and Mifune, or Marcello Mastroianni and Fellini, or I don't know, is there a third one that would be funny? Or like you know, Robert Downey Jr. and Kevin Feige. I don't know, that's terrible. Death and Burton. Yeah, great. Or Klaus Kinski and the director of all those films who's escaping me right now. Oh, Herzog, right? Or you know, I think the example that I've been skipping over, but like kind of blows the rest of these out of the water, like a creative collaboration would be Sophia Foster Dimino and Miki Zakili in fan dubs, who starred as Kaneda and Ashitaka. Oh, Spider Baby's back. Wow, you speak Spider Baby's name and Spider Baby appears. Yeah, we were just talking about like film history and like actor director career collaborations where they both like made each other better. And we were just saying like yourself and Sophia in fan dubs is up there with like you know, Herzog and Kinski. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to put in more of a neutral ground over here. Yeah, let me see. Right now, there's like a lot of space on here that is unaddressed. But if I leave it white, it'll be brighter than any of this stuff, and so it'll grab more attention. So I do need to like bring down this background. So I'm mixing up like, I'm grabbing some like umbers, and then I'm gonna also grab some complementary colors. So that would be kind of over here in the cooler side of the palette. Really, I'm just grabbing any color I can, because when you mix them together, you get a neutral. It's a little too swampy. Wait, Spider Babby, is it more difficult than Dark Souls 1 and 3? Because I heard those were like the hardest games ever, and you beat both of those. And yet, Elden Ring is still challenging. So I'm just, right now I'm just adding some like rocks. Just trying to like figure out where the ground is so that they're not floating in a white void. Although, what is it? I guess people have always wondered, what is it like inside a Pokeball, or when they're stored in the PC? What kind of life do they have? Maybe it is floating in a white void. Oh, I do want to give P Hospital a shout out. They've been doing really great Gundam, like Gunpla building streams. Yeah, in addition to the Gunpla streams, P Hospital also streams like a lot of great anime. Like I got to see a lot of the Utena series, which was great. Let's see. So I put in some like rocks. So I'm gonna use kind of like the same paint, but like now watered down. I'm just gonna like put kind of like a wash over here, just so like this area will grab less attention. Okay. And I really gotta get a move on because I've got 18 minutes and there's a lot of painting left to do. So I think I've been pretty laid back and enjoying the chat, but I might need to get my head down and just like make sure this painting happens. Oh, I'm glad you like these Pokemon. What about my burning desire to study? Oh, wow, we haven't heard that one in a long time. That was Kaneda from the Akira fandom. Yeah, and while this is wet, I can like add in like some of this rougher ground. I just always think of all those battlefields that like shonen anime happen on, where the ground is just like pitted with like upturned earth. Let's see. I think I can kind of like put some sky up here. Oh, yeah. Careful, Mickey. Make sure you know which window you're typing into. Like when I'm tweeting, so many times I'll like almost accidentally type my search into the tweet window and then like embarrassingly tweet whatever I was searching for. So I've made a habit of just like double checking. I'm being like pretty loose with how I'm painting this, just to suggest that there are some clouds up here. I'm like trying to remember to make like the top half of the sky like a little darker, and then sort of like fade down towards the horizon. Okay. Like Oh, looks like what just happened? Oh, Yoski Droski, thank you for the sub. I'm just give you one of these. Oh, and you just had a birthday this week, right? Like, when people have had birthdays before, I usually like to sing it to them. So if you at home want to join me on 3, here we are. So on 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Yoski Droski. Happy birthday to you. Okay, I know it was like a day or 2 ago, but I'm glad we got to do that. I hadn't streamed for a little while. Oh, is it legal? Oh, because it's copyrighted, right? Like in movies, you had to sing like "For He's a Jolly Good Fellow" or something. Okay, where was I? I'm just gonna add like that might be too dark. But now that I've added more of the ground, I feel like the characters are disappearing a little bit. So I'm just going to like add a little more definition here. Need to get the inside of those ears, but maybe they're all right as they are. I feel like I've definitely spent the most time on Sprigatito during this stream, but I feel like the character description was sort of like attention seeking, and so they have succeeded in grabbing most of my attention. And I should add like a little cast shadow on the ground. Let me make sure that this like water sploosh is coming across. Maybe I should use a smaller brush. Got this one. Yeah, Mickey, I hope that you're pronouncing Sprigatito in the Italian manner where you are. I won't attempt it here. There was a while when I was like I worked at an art house movie theater and I was a projectionist there. And one of the other people who I worked with was like Sicilian, like from Sicily. And she would make fun of Americans making fun of Italians. And so she would say, I guess I don't want to repeat it, but I would get surprised when I would hear her say some things like, I'm shocked to hear you actually saying that. I guess it's always tough. Like it's a tough question to, what's the word? Is it called reappropriating? Or like reclaiming something that was sort of like used against you and then kind of using it as part of your culture? I can't remember. I don't know. But anyway, long story short, I shall not do an Italian voice. And I feel like... What? I feel like there was just a notification that went by, and I didn't see what it was. Oh, a gift sub. Thanks again, Yoski. I feel like I need to do a little shout. Yoski is a great puppeteer, and videographer.
Give me a third, give me a third, give me a third, give me a third.
Okay, so I've got about 8 minutes left. So I just need to like look at this and figure out what the biggest areas of concern are. I feel like this guy, Coco, is like disappearing into the back. So I need to like define him some more. So let's just like punch him up a little bit. So I'm adding this sort of like, I'm doing the same thing I did over here, just like using his body color, but like in a more intense shade to kind of like help wrap around this form. This feels very different than doing an ink drawing and putting color over it. I'm trying to like think of how to describe how. I mean, I definitely have years more experience with drawing than I do with watercolor, because I only started really this December. There's definitely some overlap in just like general picture making, but they do present very different challenges. Okay, let's see. Oh, Mickey, where can you print out your lines? But yeah, I made a transcript from watching the YouTubes just so I'd be able to like make notes on what words to emphasize. Yeah, I think sitting me front row center was the correct vibe check. Because this is a very like teacher's pet move. Here we go. So I just got these and I have no idea how to use them. Like they are watercolor pencils. So I assume it's the same stuff as this, but just like wrapped in a wood casing. So I'm going to get on here and see what happens. Like I'm trying to put in like a little highlight on this eye. Like I assume you could like go over this with water and then I don't know. Let's see. It definitely gives it like a different visual quality. Like this kind of brings it more back into the realm of drawing. But I don't really need to have there be like a sharp distinction between them. Like I remember taking painting classes and like the teacher impressing upon us a lot, like, you know, this kind of work is painterly, this kind of work is drawerly. But I don't know that dividing them, you know, helps me make a better picture. So I painted some before, I'm going to draw a little now. And it's all in the goal of trying to make this the best picture I can in the next 4 minutes. Okay, let's see. I need to find like a darker. This beak is like underdeveloped. Add like a little pink inside there. Like, it's not the end of the world if I go a couple minutes past 7. I do have a dinner date with Hen, so it would be kind of me to not push too far past the time. How long do I have? About 3 minutes. Would it even be a drawing of mine if I didn't add like a little bit of whiteout? So this, hopefully this will like bring it alive a little bit. Just add like a little glint to these eyes. These cat fangs got a little lost when I was doing the tongue there. Okay, I'm trying to think. What else could I add on here? There's like different beads of sweat coming off of here. I could like add more intensity to these flames around here. Okay. I'm gonna like mess those up a little bit and just like bring some of that red back in. But I think this is basically where we're gonna end up. So I'm gonna start looking for a raid. And thank you all for joining me. I hope everyone will go over to Gals at 8. We'll have to do a manual raid for that. Let me see who's on. Let's see. So I'm going to go over to the chat screen. So thank you everyone for joining this kind of abbreviated stream. I usually like to block out 3 hours, and I think there was some development left that I could have worked on this painting for another hour, definitely. But I'm glad that you stayed and watched as long as we were here. We'll definitely be back next Tuesday, the same time. And hopefully I'll get another stream in before then. Like, that'd be a good way to do it. Just like have one definite stream every week, and then like when I'm able to get on. So I think we're going to go raid a cat cam, which is an account in Taiwan. So we're going to raid in like 7 seconds. Thank you, Gal Johnson's here. Okay. Sparkle, Spider, Babby, Drosky, Lyle, Gert, you're wonderful people. See you later. Here's the raid.